Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me for this training on how to identify your target market. Guys, this information is vital. It's one of the key pieces, and it's one of the foundational pieces to growing your business. Today, we're going to talk about the aspects of how to do this. We are going to take the mystery out of it. You know, some people get started and they are blindsided to the fact that there are some steps that need to happen before you start doing any kind of marketing or trying to reach out to the people who would be your potential customers. So it's essential that you learn how to identify your target market and subsequently know how to provide messaging to them. So I am Mary Ladisa, and I'm going to walk you through this training. There are many other trainings out in the internet. I understand that, but this is my short take on getting right to it. Just know that this training is not exhaustive. This is going to be a basic version for people who are just novices as to what we mean when we say your target market and how to go about the steps of identifying that final person that you're looking for. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and minimize myself also. There we go. I may minimize myself as well. So anyway, this is the topic, how to identify your target market. And it's of vital importance that you know your target market, as I stated before. Let's go ahead and try to, okay. I also said in the beginning, it's important that before you begin a business, you need to know a few things, okay? And here are three of the main ones. You need a product or service. That's what you sell, right? That is your service, your offering. You need a way to sell it, which would be a sales system or some kind of promotional avenue to get the word out about your product or service. And then you need people, which would be your customers and team members. For the sake of this training right here, they are your target market, also referred to sometimes as your target audience, which you will hear interchangeably oftentimes. So your target market, simply put, are the people that you want to buy from you. Your service, your product. There is one type of person who specifically would be interested in what you have to offer. It will help relieve people of a specific pain point in their life. So in essence, they are your customers. It is imperative that you understand who you want your product or service to be geared to, so you can understand how your product or service will serve them, what problem they will solve, as I just said. It is important that you also know that all people are not your ideal customer. So if you think that you are going to take your product and throw it out in the marketplace and just have all kinds of people coming in to buy it, it's not going to work. You have to identify who your target market is, or you are absolutely going to fail. Okay, this is not a catch-all business strategy because everybody is not your customer. So we'll just take a step back for a moment here in order for you to see why this is important. So whatever results your product or service helps people do, create, or feel, these would be what we call the benefits of what your service offering would provide. And the people who are your target market are the ones who would be absolutely interested in that service or product. Okay. For example, here is a fictitious outcome, but it serves the purpose. It absolutely serves the point I'm trying to make here. You help, if this is you speaking, I help people do something, okay, while doing something else and making it easy for them to do something else. So I help people create a work from home lifestyle and generate consistent income while maintaining a work-life balance that allows more time with their loved ones, right? So if your product or service helps people do this, the people that are looking for a work from home lifestyle so they can be with their family are going to be drawn to your product or service, okay? So if you are helping people create a work from home lifestyle, that doesn't mean that the people that are trying to work from home are looking to necessarily maintain work-life balance, right? Or spend time with their loved ones. It's the ones that are looking for this balance that is going to allow them to spend more time with their family. It's those people that are going to be like, yes, I need to look into that, okay? So your solution would be that you help people generate income so that they can have more time with their loved ones, right? It's that simple, right? So if your product does that for people, then the people who have that problem, who is very concerned about spending more time with their family, it's going to be a draw to those people. And that would be an example of your target market, okay? So your target market must be specific and narrowed down to one type of person. Not one person, but one type of person. And that's what we're going to get into right now. So here's another example. And right now what we're going to be moving into with these examples is going into the criteria that is needed to help you identify your target market. I'm going to go ahead and minimize myself because that's a little bit distracting for me. Okay. So here's an example. What gender is your product or service for? This would be your first criteria. So you have this great product. Who's going to buy it? Is it men or is it women? And in this day and age, there may be some subsequent gender identities associated. And, you know, if that's the case, you would have them as your target. Okay. So for the sake of our example, we would say the product is for women. But is it for all women? What type of women? Would it be women of color? Would it be older women? You must keep in mind that all women don't share the same problem, and your solution is geared for a particular kind or type of woman. So I want you to be thinking about this as I'm going through this and hoping that it's starting to resonate with you, how this information is going to surmise at the end. So once you think this through and find out what type of woman, and if it's not a woman, whatever your gender is, once you determine that, that becomes a type of criteria in your target market. Here's another example. Once you know what kind of woman it is, what would be her age range? Is your product going to be better suited for younger women? Would it be targeted for women that are mothers? Would it be targeted towards career women? You get my point. Women that are in corporate jobs or, you know, something like that. So you want to get an age range of the type of woman that you are trying to reach. Once you know that information, you can go on to the next set of criteria. And you're going to build on each one of these as we go along. So make sure that you are taking notes or jotting this down, whatever you need. Then we have the type of woman that you are trying to target. We know the age range that she is within. But now, what type of occupation does this woman have? Is she an entrepreneur, or is she a businesswoman, or something else, right? She could be a freelancer. Whatever it is, that information is used as another set of criteria to help you drill down and get as detailed as possible to the ideal woman that you are using in your target market. Okay. All of this, remember, is to help you figure out how to identify your target market. What is the annual income of this woman? Is this someone that is low income, moderate income? This is a high income individual. And what you're really trying to get at with this specific criteria is, will they be able to afford the product or service that you offer? If you have some kind of elaborate product that takes thousands of dollars to purchase or participate or become a member in, you want to make sure that the woman you are targeting has that kind of money to be able to buy your product or service. So if you have a great idea of a product or service offering, and it is a phenomenal product or service, if it is not affordable to the people that you are targeting, your whole marketing falls apart. Okay. So make sure that you are identifying the income ranges of the woman that you are trying to reach. Okay. Here's another one. And this probably doesn't seem like it is relevant, but really it is. The more information that you have about your target, the better. And as I stated before in the beginning, this information that I'm providing for you right now is not all inclusive. It's simply a starting point to help you figure out how to identify who she is. So does this woman have a particular hobby? Right? There are some women who are, for instance, health conscious. There are women who are very much outdoorsy, and they like to hike, and they like to boat. They like to, do all kind of outdoor activities. Okay. And that's identified here. Does this woman like to cook? She could be one of those people that likes to mess around in the kitchen, like myself. But whatever this is, this becomes another set of criteria for you. And each one of these criteria, like I said, will build on how to target the person you're trying to identify here. What is her marital status? Is this a single woman or a married woman? Are you getting the picture now of how this is and how this builds on one another? Because single women, their needs are going to be different from married women, right? Single women are likely in a stage of life where they are trying to innovate. They're trying to find their place in their corporation or their company, trying to figure out, what their next career move is, versus married women who are more likely trying to figure out how to manage her household, how to manage her children, how to stay attractive to her husband, just different things like that. And again, would your product or service best serve a single woman or a married woman? And this is going to help you, based on their needs, identify which one it is that you're really looking for. And that becomes your next set of criteria. Okay, here is the question of the day. What problem does she have meaning you're the woman that you've identified, that your product or service can solve. And here are some examples of what I mean by that. So is she looking to create income? That could be an opportunity to just diversify her income so that she's just not stuck in her job. Is this woman looking to create income by transitioning from her 9-to-5 job into more of an entrepreneurial status? Okay. Is this person looking for leads? Your product or service, is that going to help her find out how to do that? What is she trying to do as far as her appearance? Is she trying to look younger? Is she trying to be more sexy? Trying to have more confidence? Things like that. And you need to be thinking about, that's not the person that I'm trying to reach, or is it? Or she could be desiring a healthier lifestyle. So that person could be looking for tips on how to stay in shape, trying to find out how to get into an exercise routine or something of that sort. So what is it that she's trying to do? And is your product or service going to be the means to help her get that done? So find out what the problem is that she's having that your product or service can solve. And you know what? It's your next set of criteria. Here's another big one. What are they passionate about? Do they have a lifelong goal or dream that they'd like to pursue? This is key because the type of woman that you are looking for may have unfulfilled goals or dreams that your product or service can solve, especially if you're a course creator or if you are a coach or something like that. It is your job through your product or service to help them pull out what those desires are and how to get those desires fulfilled. And if your product or service is a means for them to do that, they are a part of the kind of woman that you want to reach. Okay. So you want to drill down as far as you can so you can determine how and when and where you will find the right person that you are identifying as your target market. Okay. And guys, if this is making sense for you, go ahead and give me a thumbs up at this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more information that will be forthcoming on different subjects. And if you are already a subscriber, thank you. So here we are. We're starting to pull this thing together. Here is the final results of what we have gone through so far. Let me remind you that this is only a fictitious example, so don't copy it and try to run with it. You'll have to do your homework and drill down on who the person is that you are identifying as your target market. So here's the criteria, and this is what it looks like. Okay. We have identified that we want to look at the gender, right? And you want to get as specific with that information as possible, okay? If there is a category of other or something more specific that's transgender, LG, BT, or whatever those acronyms are, you want to make sure that you are targeting that, right? But for the sake of this video, we've only did men and women, okay? But get specific. We want to find out what their occupation or job or career is. It's helpful to know that, even if you should be going after this type of woman that you've identified, we want to know what age range they are in, what season of life they're in is going to kind of help you understand where they are in terms of your product or service. If they're just starting out, depending on that price range of your product, they may back away. If they're a little bit more established, it may be right up their alley. So we want to look at what their income is, their annual income, right? So we can know for sure if they can afford to partner with you, if they are able to take advantage of your offer and that money would not be an object for them. What are their hobbies or interests? Again, if they are they health conscious? Are they people that love cooking, outdoorsy, love animals? You get the idea. And find out, what those are. Marital status is great because the needs of the woman is going to be different in both categories. Married women have different needs than single women. And you want to make sure that you are understanding how your product or service is going to, approach these different types of women. We want to know the problem that she has. What is it that she is looking to create, to change, to build, and understand how your product or service plugs into that. What is she passionate about? Is there something that she's been dreaming about for years and that she would like to bring about or do? You want to know that so you can also know how to drill into that and press into that as you are building your target audience. So one thing to be mindful of when doing your research for your target audience, identifying your target audience, is that some products and services can be beneficial to many audiences. You could throw it out there and, have people start to, identify or try to take advantage of it. But those are really not your target audience. There are some people who just are trying to test this out, see if this works. We'll try it for a little while. But if they're not your target market, they're not going to stay loyal, and they are not going to be consistent with whatever it is that you are trying to serve them with. It's only going to be attractive to the people that want what you have and who would benefit most, right? The ones who benefit most are going to be the ones that are going to pursue. And so it may not be that you get a ton of people all at once, but the people that want it will come, okay? People who want it most and have the greatest need for your product or service. This is something that, this is what I need to do ABC, to move on to the next thing, to do whatever it is. So the need is also great, okay? Again, they have the ability to pay for it, that it won't be, I love this. This is great, but I can't afford it right now. I don't have the money. Those are not the people that you are looking for, okay? And we want people who can be a potential repeat customer, okay? And so if it is a service or a membership or something like that you offer, your person, your ideal target will encompass all of these bullet points right here, okay? And there are more, but these are ones that really to look for in the forefront, in the beginning. All right, we have come to the end of the training. And what I want to say here is this. What I have listed here is not all inclusive. I can't say that enough because some of that criteria will change based on who it is that you're trying to target. So again, these are basic categories, okay? Once you have aligned who you're after, this person should align with your marketing goals. So do your homework, okay? Don't just go off of what you see in this training. Look at your product, service, and see, who is this going to help? Who is going to benefit most? And start figuring out who that lady, man, whatever, that you need to go after. And once you have figured this out, you are set to move on to the next step, which will be researching, again, it's more research, where to find your target market on social media, and crafting specific messaging so you can reach them. Guys, everything about this beginning stage is all about the research. If you have researched well, you will walk away with the information that you need. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and bring myself back up to the forefront here, if I can. Going to try to get this stop share. Boink. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this information was helpful. I hope that it has been a starting point for you. This is a starting point, okay? Get busy researching. This video, how to identify your target market, is just a basic point for you to take the guesswork out of what we mean when we say your target market. So that's all for now. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Mary Ladisa, see ya. Happy hunting on identifying your target market.